Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. If you're new here, you have not already, please consider subscribing and helping us feed a hungry hippo. And please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Today we're going to talk about a subject that's very near and dear to my heart. It's one of my soapboxes. It's one of the things that I teach and preach on here regularly. We're going to talk about avoiding burnout. So one of the things I talk about a lot is finding that work-life balance. If you work all the time, if you become a workaholic, if you're part of that burnout culture, you eventually will burn out. And that is not good for your own mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health. And once those things aren't working right, you become no good for yourself, no good for your business, your friends, your family, your loved ones, or your pets. You have to find some time for self-care, some time for that work-life balance so that you stay mentally, physically, and spiritually healthy. And so you're not burned out, grouchy, just mean to yourself or to others. But on the flip side of that, you can't not work too much and fiddle fart around too much, as my friend Robert likes to say. Don't fiddle fart around. So clearly working from home, owning your own business, being your own boss, you have to be a self-driven person. You have to find the balance, but you have to have that drive. You no longer have to go to work and clock in. You don't have a boss. You don't have someone micromanaging you and telling you what to do all day. You are now responsible to find those routines, to make those to-do lists, to schedule those tasks, and to get everything done in a day that you need to get done. And trust me, there's a lot. Once you own your own business and you work for yourself, especially in reselling, there's a lot to get done, and there are a lot of hats that we have to wear. Everything from sourcing, which is the fun part for most of you, to accounting, which is the ick part for most of us, right? But there's just a lot to do. You got to get the inventory, prep the inventory and clean it, photograph it, list it, crosspost it, ship it, accounting, all these things. So you got to be self-driven enough to make yourself do these things. You can't, oh, well, I work from home, so I'm going to list 2 things a day and get on TikTok and get on Facebook and fart around and watch some Netflix. That's not how this works. And this isn't for everybody, and that's okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you if you have the type of personality that needs to go somewhere else every day, clock in, and be micromanaged and have somebody telling you what to do. It takes a very specific type of personality and self-driven person to be their own boss and keep themselves on task all day. But it's very, very, very important still to find that balance. You have to work every day. You have to have routines. You have to have to-do lists. I talk about that all the time. You need some kind of a planner or a bullet journal with everything in it that you need. And these can be as personable as you want them to be. They can be just pages of lists. I literally have friends who don't do a planner type bullet journal. They just have page after page of to-dos. And that's fine. That's acceptable if that's what you need. If you want to write your calendar in and write down your months, your weeks, your days, or however you want to do it, it's very personable, like I said, because someone like me, my kids are grown, they're out of the house. I'm what they call an empty nester, and it's just me and Keith here running the business. I don't have as much to put in here. I don't have any pets. I don't have, a lot going on. I don't have a big social life. But someone with 2 young kids and soccer and basketball and ballet or whatever, piano recital, you're going to have a lot more to write in here. If you have pets that have vet visits, if you have health issues, which I do, so I have a lot of doctor's appointments and stuff I have to write in, medications and such. But you need it to be personal for yourself. I like to use a lot of Post-it notes. But you need one of these. You need to have a routine in place. You need to know that on these days or at these times, I do these tasks. And that, again, depends on your personality. I like to do block work. I like to do batch work. I like to do all of one thing in one day. So I like to do 8 hours of photos on Thursdays, 8 hours of listing on Tuesdays when I used to do the listing before Keith took over. I like to do all my videos in one day. I like to do all my editing in one day. But not everyone has that focused type A personality like me, and not everyone likes to focus on one thing all day. So then you would do more block scheduling than batch work. Like I pick one day and do one task. But if you don't have the attention span for that and you don't like to work that way, you can say for 2 hours I do pictures, for 2 hours I do listing, for 2 hours I do social media, however you want to break it up. You can have specific days you go thrifting, specific days you do the prep work and the cleaning. You got to make it work for you. Everyone's personality, everyone's attention span, everyone's schedules are different. I can sit in my office for 8 hours and do something because, again, my kids are grown. I don't have any other responsibilities really than myself and my business, because Keith's a grown-ass man. He takes care of himself, right? So I don't really have other things going on, but you might. There are a lot of moms out there who get up, maybe list for a little bit, then get the kids up, feed them breakfast, get them on the bus, send them to school, do some work, and then go to their own full-time job outside of the house. Again, you've got to make this work for you. I don't know your personal situation, but you know it. So you can create routines. You can create to-dos. You don't need something fancy. You can go to Walmart and spend $1 on one of those cheapo spiral notebooks and just start writing in there things that you need to do, things that you need to accomplish, things that you want to do, your goals, what you want your routines to be. And what I always suggest to people, the first thing you should do is write down, these are all the things I want to accomplish in a week. These are all the things I need to accomplish in a week, and include everything, not just your tasks for your reselling business. What else is going on in your life that you have to do? When do you want to grocery shop? When do you want to clean the bathroom? When do you have to run your kids around or your pets or whatever? You know what I mean? Like your own personal situations. And then from there, you can figure out, well, I can do this on these days. It does take some sort of planning. And I know not everyone has that type A personality where they want to sit down and plan. But I think the people that don't have the type A personality and aren't as organized or as obsessively compulsive as I am, it's diagnosed, by the way. I don't just throw that around lightly. If you don't have that personality, you probably need this more than I do. Because I can say, I'm going to do this and I'll do it every Thursday without fail, without me having to write it down, because that's just my personality. But if you tend to lose focus or not be able to have the attention span, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just a different kind of personality or a different kind of person. But you need to learn that about yourself, accept that about yourself, and do what you need to do to be able to function and work and get everything accomplished. You see what I'm saying? So it's fine, however kind of person you are, whatever type of personality you have, whatever mental issues you have. I have anxiety, I have OCD, and I've accepted that about myself, and I've learned to work with it and make it work for me. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just different. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just different. And you just have to figure out how you're different and write all these things down. Make yourself make to-do lists, make yourself do routines. I've said this before too. It takes 30 days to create a habit. So if you want to do something automatically and make it a routine or make it a habit, you almost have to force yourself for the first 30 days to do it. Think about making your bed first thing in the morning or introducing exercise in your life. For the first 30 days, you almost have to remind yourself to do it and force yourself to do it. But then after that, it becomes routine. You start doing it on autopilot because it's just part of your life. Think about the things that you already do that are part of your routine that you do without even thinking about it. Brushing your teeth in the morning, washing your makeup off at night, taking a shower, putting deodorant on before your shirt. Just all these little things in your life. Just think about them that you do throughout the day that you do without even thinking about it. It's just part of your routine. This is the order I do this in. Take a shower, brush my teeth, put deodorant on, makeup. When you cook dinner at night, do you have a specific routine when you load the dishwasher? Just all these things in your life that you have just done for so long in the same order over and over again that they become routine. So you want to make other things that routine that you don't even think about it. So think about that. Make sure that you've got a good process down, that you're self-driven, that you can be your own boss, that you can get everything done that you want to do in a day. Finding that balance is taking breaks. So don't become so focused on the to-dos and the routines and the job and the work that you're not taking breaks. You should be taking regular breaks throughout your day. You should be finding that balance to where you're taking some evenings off. Not all. Hey, listen, I'm all for working like 8 to 5, 9 to 6 or whatever, and having every evening off and not working on the weekends, but that works for us. That's our life. Not everyone will that work for. If you've got other things going on in your life, you may have to work Saturdays. You may have to work some evenings if you have a full-time job outside of the house. So there's nothing wrong with that. You just need to figure it out for yourself. But you need to take some time off, is what I'm saying. You have to pick at least half a day a week or a couple evenings a week that you're taking off to do something fun, something that you enjoy, something that you do to unwind. Whether it's alone, reading a book on the back deck, going for a walk, taking your dog to the park, or if you're having board game night, or movie night with your family, if you're going out to dinner with your husband, you just need to find that balance and make sure that you're taking a couple nights off a week, maybe a half a day. Doesn't even have to be on the weekend, just a half a day a week where you take off and do something for yourself. And you can do self-care alone. You can go for these nice walks while you think, read a book, watch a favorite show that's like your guilty pleasure. Or you can do these self-care moments with your kids or your husband or your friends. Just make sure you're doing it. And then also make sure that you're taking breaks throughout the day, like I mentioned. You should be taking breaks regularly throughout your day. Think back to when you worked outside of the home, or if you still work outside of the home. You get 15-minute breaks every like 2 hours, and you get a lunch period, I hope. And they say if you work on a computer, like once an hour, you should be getting up, stretching, moving your neck around, moving your body around, and just getting that blood flow circulating. Because you're sitting here at the computer, for hours on end. You need to make sure that once an hour, or at least, very least every 2 hours, that you get up. Even if you just take a lap around your office, like you don't have to like go outside and go for an hour walk, but get up from your computer chair, stretch, take a lap around your office, maybe walk over to the kitchen and get some water to drink because that's good for you. Move your neck around so it's not getting stiff. Make sure you're eating. A lot of people like to forget to eat when they get into the workaholic mode or that grind culture. Just make sure. If you want to eat at your desk while you work, some people do. That's your personality. That's fine. I personally like to step away completely from work at lunchtime, go enjoy my lunch while I read a book or talk to Keith or something. But if you like to bring your food up and continue to work, that's fine. Just make sure you're remembering to drink your water, stay hydrated, eat your food, that you're not forgetting to eat. That's not healthy. Get up, walk around, stretch, go outside for a little while each day if you can. Especially if you don't work outside of the home anymore and this is your full-time job, try to remind yourself, even if it's a 10-15 minute walk just around the block or the neighborhood, getting that fresh air, getting outside is really, really good for you. You're getting your blood circulating. It's exercise. You're getting fresh air. You're getting vitamin D from the sun. And another thing that's really good for your mental health is to be part of the community. You can join Facebook groups about reselling. I have a good one. Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod, and mine is very positive, full of really fun people. You can get on Instagram and you can network with other resellers. If you use List Perfectly for your listing or cross-posting needs, they have listing parties all day, every day, where you can just kind of scroll through and see what topics you're interested in. And you go on a Zoom call, and it's like being in an office with coworkers, and you can list while you talk to people and stuff like that. But this job can be very lonely, so it's important that you're networking and making friends. And just finding, avoiding burnout. Sometimes I feel like that burnout culture is really idealized by a lot of resellers, and it's taught on different platforms that this is the way we should all be. We should just be grinding nonstop and just working all the time. Yes, you're going to have to work harder for yourself than you ever worked for someone else. Yes, if you're just starting out and you're building your business, you probably are going to have to put in 12-hour days, 6 days a week, maybe even 7 days a week. that is the truth. When we were first building our business, we worked a lot of hours. We worked a lot of days. But when you get to where you want to be and you're just maintaining, you can back off. You don't have to keep grinding it out. I don't know why that's so idealized and why people think that's such a great way to be, because I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's healthy at all. And this is coming from someone who was part of that burnout culture in the healthcare field for years. I used to work 100 hours a week and put in overtime and work. The law here allows you to work 16-hour shifts, and then you have to take 8 hours off if you're in the healthcare field here in Pennsylvania. So I would work 16-hour days, 7 days a week. Like whatever they would let me work, I would work. And I was always tired. I was always burnt out. I had lots of money, but no time to do anything with it. It was like, when do I have time to enjoy this money? I don't even have time to go to a movie or read a book. So yeah, I used to really be part of that culture. And then when I first started working for myself, when I got hurt at my healthcare job and I couldn't work outside of the home anymore, I took over Keith's eBay business. And I did work 12-hour days, 6 days a week, but I was kind of transitioning from that burnout culture mindset into working for myself and kind of finding that balance. But we were also building the business. I had to build it up to replace my income. I wanted to build it up to replace both of our incomes so he could quit his job and join me, which he eventually did. And he was working full-time outside of the house and doing this. So we did work a lot in the beginning to build it up and to save up money so that he could quit his job. But once we got it to where we needed it to be, we just maintain it. A couple times a year, we'll go into growth mode, like going into Q4, sometimes in the middle of the summer. If there's like that summer slowdown and we're not selling a lot, we'll go into a growth mode and do a real big push to get maybe to grow by 1,000 listings or something. And that's acceptable. But we still remember to take time off for ourselves. So when we're in growth mode and we're working longer days and maybe Saturdays, we still take Sunday off. So just keep that in mind. And again, everyone's needs are different. If you only need this to be a part-time job because you're making extra money, clearly you're not going to need to work as much as someone who does this full-time. You have to figure out what you need for your life. Everyone's life is different. Everyone's bills, debt, needs, family size, everything is different. What you want out of life, some people are minimalistic, some people like fancy stuff. There's no wrong or right way to be. You just have to figure out who you are and how you want to be and what kind of money you need to make and how much you need to work, and then find that balance. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down below. This comes up every year around this time. I will be doing a bullet journal video towards the new year, somewhere in December. I will be not getting a new bullet journal for 2024 yet. I have like this much of this one left, and I don't like to waste paper or waste my journals. So I'll be like setting this up for 2024 towards the end of this one, but I'll do that video for you guys. People always ask me that. They want to see me set it up. So I will do that. But if you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. And until next time, guys, go be productive, go make some money, but find that work-life balance and find something to do to unwind, and make sure you're taking your breaks. Thanks for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.